Hi, everybody. We are here in New York City in Times Square for Affiliate Summit East 2024. And this is the first time that the three of us have been in the same room at the same time. So no, your girl is not releasing a podcast. Anybody got time for that? But we're going to pretend as if I have a video podcast so that we can record this conversation and give you some hot takes on a couple topics that are really near and dear to my heart. We're going to talk about brand partnerships and being a content creator on YouTube after being a service provider. So all of us, if you want to pay us, for our work, we will provide services. However, we are content creators on YouTube. So Christy's background is Squarespace web design. She's one of the OGs, Google Squarespace designer. You're going to find Christy Price. And Phil Pallen, he everywhere. Inevitably, you've used the tool that his face has told you how it works. So that's the context of what we have here. And so I want to kick off the conversation with talking about what is your best advice as a service provider who wants to get started with brand partnerships? You're looking at your income and you're saying, okay, I would love to have another stream. How would you advise someone to get started with that?
So my advice would be to lean into the relationships you already have. Chances are you have connected with people at the platforms that you're using for your clients. And if you haven't, make those connections happen. Connect on LinkedIn, follow them, engage with their posts, and then you can pitch your work.
My advice would be it's a lot of work. So make sure however you design your content creator career, even early on, make sure it's around the things that you really enjoy. I really enjoy teaching. I enjoy nerding out, trying new tools. And so for me, when I have a queue of videos to make, it doesn't really feel like work. It feels like something I would do as a hobby because I'm kind of a nerd. And so that to me feels like a sustainable strategy for growth, kind of making your career almost as if it was a hobby. And so last example I would give, for me, I lean into sponsored content. Someone like LaShonda, and I would say also Christy, both of you do really well with affiliates. Our friend Becca Harpain of Inside the Square does exceptionally well with ad revenue because people watch her videos in their entirety and rewatch them. Those are multiple examples of ways that you can monetize YouTube according to your strengths and your the things that bring you joy.
So I think the last thing that I would add is that if you have any desire to do brand partnerships, that you create systems at the beginning for changing your links. And I know that's so specific, but when I tell you the amount of times that a brand has changed an affiliate link, and if I didn't have a system for rebranding my links so I could just update those links on the back end, I would have content out there with broken links not driving traffic to my link. And so ultimately, there are some systems and some tools that you can implement from day one that are really going to help you to have a long career in partnering with brands. I really emphasize to my membership that we are looking for partners and not just money. There's so many different ways for you to make money. You really need to make sure that the people that you partner with are interested in a mutually beneficial relationship, that you can see the value in them and they see the value in you. If a brand doesn't see your value, just let it go because there's so many options out there. You don't have to say yes to every inbound request. Kind of filter through them and just say what feels aligned with your values. I won't drop specific names, but there are so many times that I will get an inbound request and just think, yeah, they want to pay me, but I don't align with the values of that company. The tool is great, but the people, they janky. And so I just let it go. Bless and release, let it go. And that's okay. So I just want to give you guys permission to say no, because there's going to be so many opportunities for you to say yes. Now, when it comes to figuring out what platform you should be on to partner with brands for sponsored content or UGC, in my humble opinion, YouTube has the most value to the advertiser and to the creator. So why do you think service providers should be on YouTube?
I mean, aside from being able to create those relationships you just talked about, YouTube is a search engine just like Google. So if you're a service provider and you want clients in addition to these brand partnerships, people are going to find you on YouTube. And if they like you, if they like your work, they're going to hire you to work with them. So it's definitely another way that people can find you.
I'm going to chime in because I don't know if Christy knows this. There have been so many times that I've had a Squarespace question and I've Googled the question and then I see your blog post, or I've gone on YouTube and searched there and I see your video tutorial. And so in so many ways, I have watched as, a customer or an audience member, you put out quality content for free that has established a relationship where when I needed to pay for something, whether it was a course or a template, I already felt that relationship with you because you had helped me so much in the past without even knowing who I was. And so I think that that's such a beautiful ecosystem. When you think about the interactions on like TikTok or Instagram, it's so transactional. It's like, entertain me, versus YouTube. It's like, no, help me. I have a problem. You provide a solution to that problem. And so now I'm like, it's not just, oh, I know where to look for answers. It's, I have a connection to you as a person. And so I really like that aspect of YouTube. And so it's so funny to know that for years I've been watching your content and now like we're sitting here just chilling as if it's normal. So that's the power of YouTube. How about you, Phil?
I would add that what is exceptionally unique about YouTube is the lifespan of your content versus other social media platforms. Instagram tends to dominate the discourse around social media, but actually as a marketer, it's kind of silly. Unless it's your primary platform, then this would be an exception, but it's so much work to show up in all the places where you're pressured to show up, right? Stories, feed, reels, live, DMs, etc. And most of that content dies after a week. There are a few exceptions, whereas I have YouTube videos that are 2-3 years old, some that are 4 or 5 years old that people are still watching. And so that's really powerful. And as a marketer, it's worth your time, in my opinion. In fact, when I'm making a video also, it's less pressure on me as a creator versus if it's an Instagram engagement, I can say to the brand, hey, this might take a few months to take off. We need to see what the response is and we'll adjust accordingly. On Instagram, I can't really do that. And so YouTube to me is just in another category.
I think the last thing that I want to give some love is email marketing, because as much as I love my website and I love the YouTube, the money's in that list. And so I'm personally pursuing leveraging newsletter sponsorships and engaging other audiences through email because I do know the conversion rate is so high. For every $1, it's going to return back at least 40. And so I would love to end our time together talking about what is your number one tip for growing your list with YouTube?
So with YouTube?
With YouTube. I know he has an answer to that. So.
Yeah. YouTube has grown my list like so much faster than anything else, or so much more than anything else. And it's in part luck, which is not a great answer, but maybe luck combined with responsibility in that I've mentioned opt-ins and I've made my email sign up clear in my description, and better yet in the video say, hey, I've got this freebie or I've got this resource. Sometimes people say nowadays that that's dead because of ChatGPT, and I don't think it is dead. I think for the same reason you mentioned, having that kind of trust with Christy before she even knew it. Like, even with AI, we know and trust and connect with humans. And so I think just make a point of mentioning those resources that you have in your YouTube video, ideally in the first 30 seconds to a minute, if you can. I don't do it in all my videos. If it's a sponsored video, I don't always find it appropriate, but I always try to make sure that I mention my resources in my videos. And for me, it's sent more traffic to my email list than anything else.
You want to pass on it?
Yeah, I don't.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to end with this. So I'm super excited that I got to share Phil and Christy with you guys. And I would love for them on the way out to just say what they're working on. We talked about it at dinner last night, but I would love for you to use this as an opportunity to shamelessly plug what you have coming out in the next few months.
Oh, I know the answer to this one. I have spent almost a year writing a book called AI for Small Business, which is available for pre-order on Amazon. philp.al/AI-SM. Did I get that right? Yeah, I did. The book is full of over 200 tools mentioned in the book, and I've tried all of them. I don't know when, but I have. Really, really super, super proud of it.
That was shameless.
What you working on?
Yeah, so my podcast partner and I, Will Myers, are in the midst of recording season 3 of Somewhat Useful. So if you are a digital entrepreneur, especially a web designer, check out our podcast. We have some great people on, including Phil and LaShonda. Keep an eye out for your invite for season 4. And in addition, if you're a web designer or you're thinking about becoming one, come to Circle Day for Squarespace in September this year. You can attend virtually, and you come away with so much information and such a community around your work.
Well, friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this impromptu video podcast-esque experience brought to you by no one. If you want to sponsor it, let me know. Link in the description. We will probably reunite again somewhere in the world. But
Until next time.
ta-ta for now.